Not a good thing.
Anyway, I'm continuing off on where I was at.
15-year-old's neck.
Anyways, Batman was always hoping Selina would change. He was always giving her the chance to make the right decision, and she always disappointed him. Well, okay, no duh. I don't have a comment for that, though. We have plenty problems already, Batman, she told him, so what's one more problem added to our desk to get a little relationship? The two of us don't have a relationship, Batman said. Yes, you do. Prove me wrong. Anyway, Selina paused at the window, then turned around to face Batman again. Once his hands had moved to the belt near where he kept his batarangs, that meant one thing. Selina had taken this as far as he was willing to let her. Catwoman had taken this as far as he was willing to let her. If she stepped out the window, she was inviting a fight. Catwoman chuckled. The scene reminded her of an old-fashioned standoff in a Western movie, only without guns in Gotham City. Apparently, high noon began at midnight, and Catwoman loved a good showdown. Make sense?
I bought a t-shirt for that. Damn.
But smiling and winking back up at the window. Whoosh. The heavy night raised up. The heavy night raised up to meet Catwoman as she fell. She twisted her body into a dive. Then she lashed her whip out with her right hand. Crack. The end of the whip found the head of a gargoyle and wrapped around it. Suddenly, Catwoman falls, transformed into a swing. Her whip released its hold and latched onto another gargoyle's neck. Crack. She soared from building to building, searching for a good place to land. Whoosh. Yes, the picture. And yes, this is one Batman the Animated Series, not the first one, but the New Adventures. Look, actually, Catwoman. I got confused on which villain it was because Catwoman appears in a lot of books that mainly ain't about her. Anyways, whip, whoop, whoop. Catwoman landed softly and immediately began running. By this point in her career, Catwoman was used to the feel of Gotham rooftops beneath her feet. So the loose shingles on the Mayfair building didn't even give her a second pause. Neither did the smooth finish of the courthouse ledge. Bump, bump, bump. And from the second of the footsteps following her, she knew that the same could be said for Batman. For Selina Kyle, this was as good as it got. The thrill of the chase made her life as Catwoman worthwhile. And while she was ditching Batman, she wasn't in a hurry to see that happen. After all, this was the fun part. She jumped from the corner of the courthouse marble ledge and let her whip at the air in front of her. Crack. The whip's tip wrapped around the side of a storefront, and Catwoman was swinging again. She built up speed as her whip detached from the sign before her feet landed on the loose, dry tar of the building across the street. There was a moment of weightlessness. It was like she was part of the night air itself. She loved that feeling most of all. Bump. But then her feet hit the roof, and she was grounded again. But looking behind her, Catwoman could tell that Batman was gaining on. His footsteps were light. How? He's in a heavy-ass batsuit. Probably. They could only be heard with a trained ear, but Catwoman had two of those. He was definitely getting closer. Too close. Page 16 now. It was time to end the chase. It's a good thing I planned for this, she said to herself. Without slowing down for even a second, Catwoman jumped off another ledge. She aimed her body at a boarded-up window of the first floor of the building across the street. Catwoman curled herself into a tight ball and braced for the impact. Crash! The board snapped against her weight as she broke into the building. She came to a rolling stop inside the apartment. It was abandoned, just like it had been when she inspected it last week. Everything was going according to her plans. She lashed her whip at the boards on the window on the other side of the room and they broke beneath the lash. Clunk, 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 clunk. She heard him hitting the ground of the alley behind the building. Quickly, Catwoman ducked into a nearby closet. She held her breath and listened and waited. Pat, pat, pat. Even from the inside of the closet, she heard the quiet patting of Batman's boots. In the apartment by now, he was seeing the broken boards on the window across the room. Pat, pat, creak. She heard him run across the apartment, creaking all four creak. Then she heard another board break as Batman continued out the window. The plan had worked as well as Catwoman had hoped. He thought she simply passed through the building without stopping. World's greatest detective, my ass. And then a picture of him with him saying, "All right, Selena, playtime is dot 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 over." Catwoman grinned. It wasn't often that someone fooled the Dark Knight, so she was quite pleased with herself. She waited a few moments to make sure he was gone for good. The closet door didn't make a sound when Catwoman pushed it back open again. Sneakily, she slid out the window through which she originally entered. Then she doubled back the way she had come, making sure to stick to the shadows. Catwoman took out her whip. Correct. She left to it onto a nearby building and swung to the next one, making her way to the east end of Gotham. A few minutes later, Selena arrived at her apartment. As she entered her spacious home, throughout the window leaning over the fire escape, she saw a shadowy figure waiting for her. This reminded me way too much of Batman Arkham City. I don't know why. Are we almost over? Oh, we're almost done with chapter 1, people. Despite herself, Catwoman smiled again. "Oh, you're good, Batman," she said. "Oh, I'm not Batman, my dear," a voice said from the darkness. "Then you should know that. I'm anything but good." Chapter 2, The Target. But who could it be? Who, if it ain't Batman? I don't know. Page 23, Chapter 2, The Target. How many goddamn pages are in this damn book? Oh, there's character bios now? God darn. Thank Lord. They got character bios, but... Oh, there are 72 numbered pages. The Penguin stepped out from the shadows in the corner of the room. Catwoman was honestly surprised how she could have even mistaken him for Batman, even in the shadows. The Penguin was a small man. His clothes were expensive looking, but they didn't seem to quite fit quite right. Catwoman knew the Penguin had plenty of money, but for some reason he didn't act like it. There was something strange about this old little bird-obsessed man. He didn't seem to belong anywhere. You're right. You're right. But despite his new and unimpressed appearance, there was still something very interesting, intimidating about the Penguin. Penguin Catwoman said, "How did you know where to find me?" "You just answered your own question, young lady," Catwoman said. "I'm the Penguin. Very, very little going on in my city that I'm not aware of. Catwoman walked across her living room. She carefully placed her new cat statue on the mantle above her fireplace. She took a step back from it and studied it for a moment. Then she responded a bit. No, not responded a bit. Repolished it a bit. Catwoman turned to face people. Your city, she asked. Some people might disagree with that statement. Straight to the point, as always, said the penguin. I like that. It's like you know exactly why I'm here. Catwoman turned back to her new prized possession. She used two of her fingers to lovingly stroke spotted her valuable cat statue. It was like she was stroking its fur. Oh, goodness. Weird. It was her newest toy, her pet. Even the penguin was going to ruin her enjoyment. Go on and spit it out, Catwoman said. I'm a busy feline. Now you're boarding on a road, said the penguin. When he took a seat on Catwoman's couch, I'll be more respectful. I'll be more respectful if I were you. Catwoman turned and looked at him again. Am I on thin icy bird hopping? I said, okay, you won back my favor. I guess I'm a pushover. In any event, I'd like to tell you a little story. Catwoman felt the weight of her whip at her side. It was there if she ended up needing it. From the way the people was acting, she didn't think she would. He seemed to need her for some reason. It only makes sense to let him tell her why. Well, you're Catwoman. Why would a criminal in Gotham need you? I don't know. Maybe to rob a museum, rob a bank, rob something, break into someone's house. Page 26. Catwoman nodded for him to continue. Good. As you know, I'm a bit of a mover in the shape. Here in Gotham City? The penguin said. I ran crime, or crime doesn't run at all. I run crime, or crime doesn't run at all. But lately I've been getting some competition from one of my, shall we say, previous peers. I like that the just competition to stop. The penguin stood up again. He walked over to her Catwoman and fixed his eyes on her. But Ventriloquist think he can run the Gotham City mob better than I can, Penguin said, so I want him eliminated from the game. Catwoman's hand tightened on her whip. I don't kill, she said. My dear, I'm not that kind of man to ask for orange juice at a lemon stand. The penguin said, but for his smile, the room was dark, but his yellow teeth were still visible to Catwoman. You're a thief, so I'm asking you to do what you're good at. The version isn't quite right in the head. That's no secret. He gets all his advice from his puppet, Scarface. But God, yeah, at least finally, Jordan Scarface gets something. I'll be right back. I'm getting me a drink. Of water. The penguin took a few steps closer to her. So, my little cat boogerer, I want to pay you to steal the dummy's dummy. Catwoman paused for a second. Then she took a few steps closer to the penguin. When she was about a foot away from him, she stopped and looked down into the strange little man's face. His eyes were as yellow as his smile. And what if I say no? No, she asked. Penguin's grin stretched from ear to ear. Now, why would you do that? He asked. He walked past Catwoman and focused his gaze on the cat statue on her mantle. The way I see it, it'd be much easier to get your clothes on pretty little like this one with cash instead of beavery. Why would I buy them? She said, when I have so much more fun stealing them. The penguin turned to face her quickly. So quickly that her hand is entering into her whip precisely, he said. His eyes fixed on hers. And that's exactly why you're the perfect cat for this task. You enjoy stealing, you're quite good at it, and you could use the cold cash. Catwoman smiled. She couldn't help but look how good the penguin was with words. He had basically trapped her into saying yes with his quick thinking and silver tongue. Not that she minded much. A job was a job, and even a cat needs to pay the bills. I'm in, she said. Another blank page. They like to add blank pages so you never dread the end of the game chapter. And but then instead of adding the next part of the chapter, they just add this restriction here. Good art, but still.
How do I not know if I'm
Anyway, chapter 3, the heist. Meanwhile, in the Ventura hideout, Rash. Careful, Carl, said the bit. You think I want a matching pair? The large mountain of a man called Carl wasn't quite sure what his boss was talking about, so he stopped what he was doing and straightened himself up. He looked down at the one of his favorite dummy sitting on the barber's chair in front of him. Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about, actually? the the puppet looked pretty silly there, all by itself, as they was cocked to one side and was half covered in shaving cream. Carl, with the shaving cream off the razor in his hand, what do you mean by matching hair, Mr. Scarface? Yeah, I already got one starter puppet, so I don't need a second one. Oh, gotcha, Carl said. Benny bent back over again and began shaving Scarface's face again. What the fuck does he need? He needs a puppet. It don't grow hair, dang it. And this version of Scarface seems to be alive by itself. Deep down, Carl knew that what he was doing was ridiculous. He knew that Scarface wasn't alive. Certainly, the puppet wasn't even moving when it talked, but the voice coming from it was convincing. The version made it all seem believable. Sometimes it was hard to remember that his boss wasn't this imposing wooden toy for him, but actually the small nervous man sitting behind him. Near the door was a set, apparently reading evening's paper. He looked casually relaxed. An outside observer was wasn't even paying attention to the strange scene in front of him, but he was always watching and listening. Yeah, seeing what this guy doing, dummy? Scarface called to us. The reverend put down his paper. I'm sorry, Mrs. Scarface said. I was trying to catch up on the news. You search the person also on your own time. The puppet seemed to say, you're on the clock, dummy. Sorry, the recruiter was lying. Sorry, Scarface said in a mocking tone. Shut up, you moot. God damn, Scarface does use that 80s the 80s movies type mobster stuff. Carl looked down at the lump of wood, the lump of wood toy in front of him, and knew I'm sure he was arguing with himself. but it didn't make Scarface any less intimidating. He wiped the puppet's face with a towel. Fresh off, he said. Gosh darn it, I still don't know why he had to shave him. You're right. You're finished, said Scarface. You're lucky you're not finished for good the way you shave. Scarface started to say, no, you know what? Then I said, get out of here. The luck. Leave me alone. I need to get some thinking done, and you two won't shut your traps. Then stood up and looked as if he was about to speak. Benny thought better of it, but put his head down and shuffled up. You two doofus, Scarface shouted. In the cup of water on the desk near Scarface's chair, he wiped his hands. Put me down the towel, he smiled at the puppet, and he moved her. Bending up to him, neither the room nor fall saw the shadow above him as she descended through the roof skylight. She too had a big smile on her face. Big Catwoman coming down. Film stuff right here. Big Catwoman holding Scarface saying, I half expected you to put up a fight. How? It's a Ventura Street dummy. It's not a live dumb bit. What? What you say? Huh?
I said, you do realize that as much as you said, Mom, do you want to record a video? It's not us recording a video, it's you recording your own video.
Okay, you're still here.
I just said
Are
it
you listening to the story?
halfway while I play my games and shit.
You ain't playing any games though. You were recording that long ass. Is that the recent one? Or
Right?
that from the day?
I think it's a 30-minute one. I don't know if it's today, yesterday, or what.
Yeah. Oh, and no, 3 hours ago, my comeback to Batman Arkham. Yeah.
There's one more from today.
I'll tell you when it gets to Henry's part, so then you can go back and record that. Just record it, Mom. So you can upload that to his channel. Made out like 3 hours ago, it said.
Yeah, when I find the one that he played.
Mm-hmm. The parts that he played. Anything Batman related. Anything with Batman. The character Batman as the character. Playing.
I don't think he played in this video with you.
Well, that's it from 3 hours ago.
Yeah, this one's only a little 3-minute video too, so it's almost over.
Okay. Was that him trying to start his own video or what?
It might have been. It's 3 minutes and 44 seconds.
I've seen. Or no, hey, this could have been when it said, "Oh, I know what happened here." The fucking internet probably didn't want to record it.
I just know you told me I have to take everything. I'm taking it too.
Okay. Anyways, and then the goon that comes in, I'm guessing Carl comes in and says, "You said something, boss? Boss?" In like yelling voice, but I can't yell right now because people are sleeping. But yeah, that's what happened, Mom. It didn't want to work. So Henry's basically paid for nothing.
Sorry, had stuff to do.
Meanwhile, Batman adjusts the black metal detector on the window panel. He pressed the switch on it, on his side to activate it, and he pushed himself back up to his feet.
Hey, sorry, had stuff to do.
Rooftop ledge for support. Batman tapped
You're
the
waiting for
finger
them to go. They're almost closed.
on his cowl above his ear. Huh?
Been on.
Your dad waited since they fucking scheduled him today.
Mm-hmm.
Since they didn't schedule him today, they tried to text him see if he wanted to come into work.
Mm-hmm.
until he knew his work was almost closed.
Mhm.
To text him, letting him know that he couldn't come in because he had stuff to do.
When they text him.
They messaged him on Messenger as the Andrews did.
Yeah, when. Oh.
About 8 o'clock.
They should have known that he wasn't going to come in then, goddamn it. Even if he was scheduled and called the day off.
They wanted him just to come in for truck.
Come in for truck, mate. Oh, y'all can do that. I don't want me to work Wednesday. You tell me to
Anyway, this is what the book looks like. I forgot to show you guys. I haven't read it in a while, so you're going to be confused why I started number 11. But a while back on this channel, on my
Yeah,
channel,
pretty much if they schedule on Wednesdays, that's
I
all they're
read
going to
some
try
of
to
the
schedule
pages
you for.
in it. Anyways, Batman, yeah, and we're
It's just so they know you're there pretty much for
then he
truck.
pushed himself back up to his feet using the rooftop ledge for support. Batman tapped a finger on his cowl above his ear. That's what it says. So yeah, I'm not making no random stuff here. There was a split second of feedback that caught him by surprise. He took a step back from the ledge of the rooftop, and the feedback stopped. Now all he could hear were voices in the room below him. I'm not sure what we can do, a voice was saying. Batman. Very nice, nervous, high voice of Arnold Wesker. This isn't my job, I don't. A loud ringing Batman's cowl. The
You probably have a fucking
tapped
new job
above his
for long
ear
anyway,
twice. The
so.
sound softened. In the building below, the phone was ringing. Batman touched every part of his cowl to activate it directly to the phone. Okay, taking full advantage of the tip, he ported his plate on the criminal's line earlier. Hello, the brother said. Wesker. The man on the phone. He wasn't asking. He was definitely who he was speaking to. Bad? That's right. You know who this is, don't you? The man said. The man on the phone said, yes. Batman recognized who it was too. The Penguin's voice was the one he knew all too well. Then you should know that I don't make empty threats, said the Penguin.
We only got, what, 40 more pages to go.
Yeah, it's 72 pages.
I was trying to see because you're boring me to sleep over here when you're reading.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
The Virtuous didn't respond. I have you little friend. Say hello to my little friend. Your dick? You pointed toward your dick after you said that. I'm talking to my dad, okay, people? During this reading, you're gonna get family conversation and the random lady who just came in with my mother. If you don't know that. If you haven't been on the channel before. She just got her nails done! And come on over here. Come on. Come on.
Well, with my pretty green nails that you can't really see because of the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got them done. I'll turn on the light for you to see.
Oh, I don't? There he is.
No, I'm talking about your nails.
Anyway, show you now. I got the light on now.
And there's my pretty green nails.
Yeah. My brother just came in here. I don't know why.
See?
Oh, now you want to show me after
Throw away stuff. Alright.
Now go to sleep. Go to bed.
And excuse you, young sir. You first. My little Mr. Scarface is over, his voice shaking as he realized what was happening. Don't you hurt him! He got into the phone. He's fine, said the penguin. Don't rustle your feathers. But if you want him to stay that way, meet me tomorrow at the pier. At Pier PA, you'll get Scarface back put in exchange. Both of you must be gone so you can
Because your brother's older, so he
but
expects
Mr.
to
Scarface
record
won't.
it
The
when you
big
don't
man
need
turned
to.
and said, Mr. Scarface
It's
will
late.
do what I told him to do if he wants to live. So the went to Pier 58 tomorrow at midnight. I'm alone. Click. The line went silent. Batman raised his hand to his cowl, ready to turn the phone tap off, but then the recruiter spoke again. Hello, he said. Into the dead phone, is somebody there? It's me, you dummy, said another voice. It was harsh and gritty. Batman recognized it. It was the voice of Scarface. Click, click, click. Batman tapped his earpiece 3 times so that his cowl would begin to record the conversation. He didn't want to miss a word that he was hearing. Mr. Scarface? Mr. Scarface? The recruiter just him. You're alive? Of course I'm alive, said Scarface. I managed to slip away from Penguin's goons for a second. So I'm the recruiter again. Shut your mouth, dummy! God damn, why am I even doing that for Scarface? I'm trying to do voices, but I don't remember what voice I do. Said Scarface, I need you to listen to me, and you better listen real good. I don't have much time before they get back here. Okay, fuck it. I'm not doing voices, people. It hurt my throat. God damn. I'm reading a book. But I forget it's not an audio book anyways. They can see my face. Before they get back here, the conversation was insane and interesting. The Batman, at the same time, the was talking to himself. But his mind was far so gone that he wasn't even aware of the fact that it was a one-sided conversation. Penguin was to skip town, right? Said Scarface. But we're going to do the opposite. I got plans for that feral feline. Sir, whispered Adam quickly. You might want to get a pen and paper for me, said Scarface. I don't want to have her to repeat all this later. Later that night, whoosh. Batman on the guard grill watching Catwoman with binoculars. Batman being a little perfect for me. He watching Catwoman with binoculars. One of these days we're gonna find Batman in a Stranger Danger commercial. Mom, wouldn't that what Batman would be in? A Stranger Danger commercial?
Yeah.
And remember, kids, if you see someone calling himself Batman, call 911.
Boys, go lay down. Stop picking up garbage. And go to bed or your dad's gonna whoop your butt. It's time for you to go to bed. Who's just procrastinating, so he's finding little crumbs and missing out and pick up the throw button.
Gotcha, Batman said. The Dark Knight slipped back into the shadows, pocketed his binoculars, and waited. Soon enough, Catwoman was on the move. You won't sneak away from me this time, Batman said. I did. You won't sneak away from me this time, Let me this. Finish.
I said so.
Where's Rachel? Where's Sticking in the shadows, Batman followed Catwoman. He looked great care not to get too close to me. Carelessness had gotten the better of him last time he chased after her. That would not happen again. Yeah, sure it won't happen again. Like how you won't let Joker get away for the 50th time. Or lock him up in Arkham Asylum and him break out again for the 50th time. More illustrations of the same thing they keep showing us after the chapter ends. Anyways, one page 45, chapter 4! The partnership. I'll be right. Gave me a drink of water. Ah. Anyways, here we go. Chapter 4: The partnership. It had taken Batman the better part of the evening, but he eventually managed to catch up to Catwoman. He was actually surprised, but it hadn't taken longer. Catwoman was usually much faster and more continuous curiosity. Quite a quite a as he neared her. When it came to the child, Batman never knew exactly how she was going to react. Yeah, when was she gonna act lovey dovey, and the next time she's scratching her fucking eyeballs out. But he was pretty sure that after their encounter last night, she wasn't exactly to be happy to see him.
Okay, that's fine. I have no issue with that. I take the scars, that don't bother me.
Catwoman stood perched on the ledge of the rooftop. Batman wasn't sure what she was doing. Perhaps stalking out a new target. He, he always found it difficult to get into Selina's head. She was a mystery to him more so than the other criminals he chased, regardless for the reason. Selina never seemed to be far from Batman's faults. Batman has a crush. What?
Okay, we all knew Batman like Catwoman.
Batman moved
If that's
quickly
news to
across
you,
the
then
roof
something's wrong, 'cause you're more of a nerd than me.
without being able to hear his footsteps, at least of what he thought. But when Batman stepped a bit closer to Catwoman, Catwoman straight up and rolled her shoulders forward. That meant one of two things. She was either getting ready for a fight, or she was just getting ready to run. Batman reached for his utility belt, click as quickly as possible. Batman produced the batarang with a wire attached to it. He prepared himself for anything. There's the illustration. I wish this was in the Arkham games. I thought it was, and this was in the Arkham games. Bam, flat, flug, fucking wrong. Luckily for Batman, his aim was as good as ever. He couldn't even count how many hours of mind-numbing target presses he put in. Back at the back end with his batarang, but it proved worth the effort on this night. Batman made his way to the building's ledge. Now it would just be a simple matter of reeling her back up to the rooftop. They needed to have a serious talk, and Batman had to be sure that she wasn't going to depart in the middle of the conversation. But in the 3 seconds it took Batman to cross the roof, Catwoman had already sliced his line and run into the alley down the street below. There's always a chase when it comes to Catwoman. Without thinking twice, Batman jumped off the ledge and shot his grapple. Boom.
You ain't just you looking for another dollar, take it.
There's the picture where Batman said, "I'm done fighting with you, Sonny." Sonny said, "I haven't begun the fight." Batman said, "This is serious. We need to talk." How serious is it, Batman? Okay, we're back.
Like I said, I take it ain't just you the side of the bullshit looking for another job.
Who was?
If that's why they got his hours, that's petty bullshit. That's what I think you dad, but
What?
that they got your fucking hours because you let on that you're looking for another job and had an interview.
Don't they just know that they're fucking themselves?
Nice, just a little piece of what they would
Nice in the room. Obviously, your dad ain't the only one that's pissed off because one of the cashiers just told him that she has 2 interviews tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's
just
who he's been
after,
over here talking to.
Just after the
Because you forget your mom's gotten over the jealous fucking.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be like Paul.
What? Isn't that?
The jealous bitch that wants to know everything he's doing and who he's talking to.
And Paul is the gentle fucker. I mean,
Yeah, that's what Paul is. I would have been the jealous bitch. Like I was when he worked at McDonald's. It doesn't pay off, so.
that thing she's on him. If I was Granny, I would. After how many times that I got accused for cheating on him, I would have gone ahead and already done it, and you're going to accuse me of doing it anyway. Or beating the ass, accusing one of the two. Now, which one my page? Okay. And this is like a chapter comic, basically. So it's a comic, but yeah, a comic chapter book. So it's a comic, but it's also a chapter book. So you get some illustrations, not that many. Catwoman knew Batman well enough to know that he meant what he just said. And Batman was counting on that fact. But just in case Catwoman tried something, he kept one hand on his utility belt as they climbed the fire escape back to the rooftop. When they reached the rooftop, Batman let Selina Catwoman take a few steps away from him. Dark Knight wanted her to think that she was in control of the situation. Catwoman was only comfortable when she felt like she was in control. What do you want from me, Batman? She asked. You stole Scarface from the recruiter, Batman said, because of your act, things are going to get messy. You will be partly responsible for any bloodshed that follows, as long as the Penguin transfers me the money he promised. I'm not really concerned, said Catwoman. I thought you didn't kill, Batman said. Batman took a step closer to her. Isn't that what makes you different from the Penguin and the Reverter? He asked. I haven't killed anyone, she said. Not yet, said Batman, but tomorrow at midnight, the Reverter plans to ambush the Penguin at their meeting. He had no intention of leaving town. In fact, he hired every hitman, thug, and criminal he can find. He plans to wipe out the Penguin and his entire crew as soon as Scarface is back in his nervous hands. Catwoman narrowed her eyes. That had nothing to do with me. She said. She walked over to the side of the rooftop. Batman took his hands away from his interior belt. He could read her body language this time. It was clear that she wasn't going to try to run away. So, what do you want me to do? Catwoman asked. Her back still to Batman. Batman smiled. I need a thief. Batman, you should break your ass in there. You're more stealthy than Catwoman can be sometimes. God damn it. Why? Why? I mean, yeah, it makes sense. She is a thief, but Batman ain't gonna pay her ass of his freaking Wayne Enterprises money. Catwoman turned to look at him. The slightly sad look on her face took the whole story. She was offering him help without saying a single word. The two of us are going to steal back to Scarface, Batman said. I kind of had a feeling that would be the case, Catwoman informed him. Now, next chapter. Chapter 5, page 55. Almost done. Almost finished. A little before midnight. Chapter 5, meet a little before midnight. There were very few things Penguin liked in life. Money was one of them. Power was another. He was even quite bound of fear when he wasn't the one experiencing it anyway, but the Penguin hated almost everything else. He especially hated waiting in the cramped corners when things don't go exactly like he wanted them to. And cramped corners, and when things didn't go exactly like he wanted them to. I forgot about Penguin hated cramped corners. Corners, corners, corners. So when Penguin's limo stopped in the middle of Pine Boulevard, the Penguin was immediately angry. What's the hold up? The Penguin yelled to his driver. The Penguin leaned forward on his seat. And the fans arched off the launch to kick and said, "Looks like the cops," the driver said back to him. Some kind of checkpoint, I think.
Mother's
No, that's growth. My butt in her
My
butt.
butt ain't on the road. My butt's right here next to my body in this chair.
What's the hold up? The Penguin. Oh, I only read that. Look,
your butt.
I think. The Penguin looked at his three bodyguards sitting across from him. None of them jumped into action. That was another thing the Penguin hated, having to tell people how to do their job. Well, what are you waiting for? Get out there and see what's going on. The three lumbering bodyguards climbed up the limo and stood on guard on the golf course street. "What are you three doing?" the manager said. "This is a security checkpoint. Do not leave your vehicle." The three bodyguards looked at each other and then hesitated to open the door of the limo. They wasn't quite sure what to do. The officer walking over to them was a large man. He didn't seem very pleasant, but the Penguin was far worse. The Penguin popped his head out of the door. "What is the meaning of this?" he cried. The officer turned in front of the Penguin's bodyguard house. "Is this your boss?" he asked them. Before they could answer, he turned to the Penguin and said, "Are you their boss?" "That's right," said the Penguin. I'm in charge here." Click. The Penguin heard a noise behind him and turned around to see a policewoman standing inside the back window. From the other door, she began to look around the back seat in what seemed to be a routine police inspection. Can we guess who it is already? I mean, I can. "Close that door," the Penguin yelled when he turned back to the officer outside his own door. "Tell her to close that door." "I like it if you don't tell my partner how to do her job," the policeman said. "In fact, why don't you step out of the vehicle for me?" "I would do no such thing," said the Penguin. "Do you know who I am?" The affection on the cop's face told the Penguin that not only did the officer not know who he was, but he didn't care one way or the other. What the officer did seem to know was how much bigger he was than the Penguin. So the little bird thought over his options for a moment. He then stepped out of the car. A series of questions from the policeman followed. "You seem to be in a hurry this evening." "I'm not." "Well, where are you headed?" "Headed? Did you see my mother?" "Has anyone in your party been drinking alcohol beverages?" "No, I don't let my men drink while they're on the clock." "Do you have any illegal weapons of any kind on you on your person?" The Penguin sighed. "No." "No, but my umbrella sometimes has a sword in it, and other times it can turn into a gun, and other times it can hypnotize people. Does that count as a lethal weapon?" No, it does. Well,
Yeah,
fuck.
it does.
But it's just a normal umbrella when I ain't using it.
It still counts as a lethal weapon. So the cops are still gonna arrest you, Mr. Penguin.
Fuck. A dozen more questions followed, and the Penguin answered them similarly. It didn't matter if he was lying or not. He just wanted the interrogation to be over. This sort of thing was beneath him. He wasn't supposed to be the type of person we had to stop at random police checkpoints. He had a meeting with the reporters to get to. Finally, the officer followed the Penguin and his bodyguards.
That is real or what?
What?
Thank you.
Alright, back people. I'm back people.
The old fuck was in like the other thing and stuff. And then he realized I had a lighter. So he goes, I hate strings. Use that. And so that's what I was going to do since I see you messing with it. I was going to use my lighter and burn it off for you.
Anyway, where was I? He had a meeting. Finally, the officer allowed the people and his bodyguards to get back inside the limo, as the policewoman flagged them on. And the PON rested his arm back on the suitcase on the seat next to him, but for some reason he couldn't seem to get comfortable. After the penguins drive away, so you just snap your fingers, and the police give you the squad car and uniforms. Department owes me a favor or two. Can you guess who the policeman and the policewoman were? Huh? Huh?
Detective Warden and his daughter.
No. It was Batman and Catwoman. Batman's like, the police owe me a favor or two, so yeah, I just snapped my fingers and give me the car and uniform. Did you make the switch, Batman asked. The suitcase is in the back, Selena said. He didn't see it happen. She went, you know, the two of us really do make a good team. Selena waited for response. What do you think, Batman? She asked. When he didn't answer, Selena glanced over her shoulder. He was now alone in the car. The door was
Ow.
open, and the policeman's hat and mustache
I
were
don't mean I
resting
don't
on the
love
back
you.
seat.
I was
Meanwhile,
paying attention to
tap,
my
tap,
elbow on
tap.
the table.
The refrigerator nervy paced across the wooden planks in a Pier 58. The penguin was 20 minutes late. It made the crew worry that this plan wasn't going to work. He looked at the large boat anchor on the right of the dock, and he looked at the boat on the dock's opposite side. The removed sigh. He needed Mr. Scarface back, but he just didn't know what to do. He just didn't know what to do without him. Wesker finished his phone out of his pocket. Mr. Fishy's phone out of his pocket and from the display. No missed calls, no messages. Went put the phone. The Reverend put the phone back in his pocket and began to pace across the dock. When it pranced again 2 steps later, the bright lights of the limo flashed over the Reverend's glasses. He still himself, and his talk had to go well. He needed to do his very best to question Mr. Scarface. Sorry we're late, the penguin said, as he stepped out of the side car of the long as he stepped out of the side door of the long black car. Had some trouble with the police, believe it or not. The Reverend looked at the penguin's hand. He was carrying some sort of suitcase, but large enough to hold Mr. Scarface.
I'm not looking
The
at
Reverend
you.
just heard himself make a quick whimper. Then he trained himself. That's no worry for a crime boss to behave. That's no way for a crime boss to behave.
Why
Get
is that?
his
You
act
have to know
together
that I'm
and
not
was
paying
doing it to Mr.
attention.
Scarface. That him, He was pretty sure he heard his voice crack when he spoke. We should let the penguin have it. That's right, said the penguin as he put the case down on the dock. All packed up and ready to get out of town. A deal is a deal. Just give me back. Said the river, just give me back, Mr. Scarface. He smiled, then he waved his glove and big white hand of her watch as the 3 large bodyguards stepped out of the limo and walked behind their boss. The large delivery picked up the suitcase. He walked over to the big furniture to set the case down in front of them. There was no need to play it cool any longer, Westford immediately fall on his knees and unzipped the suitcase. Zip. What? What is this? Some kind of joke? Mr. Scarface was in the suitcase so much good. Bruce didn't really care why at that point. He wasn't interested in hearing people's excuse. Something had snapped inside Arnold Wesker in that moment. He realized that he was much more like Scarface than he had ever given himself credit. Was all the people could say. He took a step back, nodding his body goes towards the weapon. The man had a picture of a sinister straw on his face. Don't make me hurt you, he warned, wagging his finger. The penguin attempted to gather his company. After all, Wesker was as harmless as a fly without Scarface by his side, and he's outnumbered 4-1 here too. The fool had it coming. The penguin smirked. You and what army, tough guy? He mocked. Well, anyways, here is the illustration of this page. And on the next page, he snapped his fingers and boom. The penguin had been doing what he does long enough to realize when he was in a no-win situation. There were so many thugs holding weapons staring at him that he knew he couldn't escape the river had him completely surrounded. Of course, that didn't stop the penguin from trying to save himself. What's the risk? There been some sort of mistake, he said. No, you came here unprepared. You didn't think I had this in me, did you? Well, no, said the penguin. And we're being honest, I didn't. But let's not fly off the handle about thinking this thing through. Ramirez was about to answer when he heard a sound. Beep, beep, beep. It took him a minute to realize his phone was ringing. He heard 68.
In a big store down the street.
Wesker looked at the penguin and then reached into his pocket. He answered and he pulled out his phone. Hello? He said, dummy, said the voice on the other end. Mr. Scarface said. A look of surprise on his face. Who else, dummy? Said the voice. I slipped away from the penguin's goose. Okay, where are you? Said the Reverend. I'm sort of in the middle of something here.
What?
I got a little plan, said the voice on the phone. The Reverend looked at the penguin. Both of them appeared to be confused. What do you want me to do? Asked him. Well, we'll go over this later, said the voice. Get back. Right up, said the Reverend. Get back to worship, but shut your mouth and get back. Scarface growled, clicked, the line went dead. The Reverend looked at his phone for a minute. Then he put it back in his pocket. He shrugged and said to the penguin, never mind. Then the Reverend just waved his goons off and left. Penguin looked at the man and asked his man, "What the heck was that about?" Yeah. They all shrugged. Penguin inside. Whatever. Just go get the car. Penguin didn't speak for the entire drive back to his house. He simply had no idea what to say. Wow. The great Oswald Cobblepot speechless for once. Anyways, illustration here now. And let's say later. I trust the broadcasters edited well. You did good work on it. The recruiter had no idea that he was talking to a recording of himself on his phone. We'll just need to carefully from now on when. Knock, knock. Batman turned to face the passenger side of the Batmobile. There's a piece of paper taped on the outside of the window. Everything else all right, Master Bruce Alfred asked. Is someone up there? Batman rolled down the window. Man grabbed the piece of paper. Nice working with you, Officer Heeman. No. Allowed. Sir Alfred asked. Batman pressed a button that raised the Batmobile's camping. Glanced at it. He glanced at the tall building stretching above the alley, disappearing over the ledge of the building was kept with shaggily form. Sir Alfred said, "I must assess your response. I'm getting concerned. Never mind, Alfred." Batman smiled. It's nothing to worry about. Even though he knows Catwoman is something to worry about right now. And now page 72. Almost done. I want to read the other pages that ain't even connected. Well, okay. So, so actually the 73. Catwoman landed gracefully on the fire escape leading to her apartment. Then she stood up and stretched. She asked the sister to return Scarface to the which is home without incident, just as Batman had asked her to do. She sighed. It had been a long couple of days, and she was excited to curl up on her bed in front of an old movie. She needed to get her mind off the fact that the Penguin would most certainly not be paying her for her efforts now, but was smiling ear to ear, comforted by the knowledge that she still had her trophy from the other night's heist. She opened the window, creaked, and then Batman right here, and then this right here. The illustration, Catwoman going in the window, Cat Iris right there, Catwoman looking at a letter, and Mrs. Banks being. Seeing her rub her eyes with her fingers and woke up Batman, she said through clenched teeth. Okay. Now there are a character bio for the villains and sketches and stuff and final art. So I will be doing all that stuff now. Catwoman. Real name Selina Kyle. Operates professional feet-based Gotham City. Height 5 feet 7 inches. Weight 125 pounds. Eyes blue, hair black. Like Bruce Wayne, Selina Kyle was orphaned at a young age, but unlike Bruce, Selina had no caretakers or family fortune to support her. Growing up alone on the mean streets of Gotham, Selina resorted to petty crime in order to survive. She soon became one of Gotham's most talented criminals, a Catwoman. Selina patrolled the streets of Gotham, preying on the wealthy, well-guarded Gotham's fellow castaways. Selina's love of feline inspiration, her cat-related name, inspired, and felines inspired her cat-related name. A fat mushroom restaurant Lou had been donated to cat-saving charities. Via Selina prefers to use her feline agility to invade her foes, but she won't hesitate to use her retractable claws if she's concerned. Catwoman may be a hardened criminal, but she does have a soft spot for Gotham City's orphans. Prestige from her crimes often go to local orphans and foster homes. proceeds from a crime company. Selena has been an ally to Batman several times, however, their alliance is never last, and Selena is destined in her ending, and is does win in refuting ways. Okay? Biographies. Batman is the author of many Batman books and comics, from the Mass Andrew hardcover, The Batman Files, to single issues of comic books, which we're alluding to. He recently became a miniseries for DC Comics as the development of a new animated series. Right. Actually, no, I'm not reading biography.
I know the
Sketches.
film.
You know, the sketches, Catwoman breaking into the place, stealing the cat and stuff. And then Batman trying to catch her. Final art.
Yeah, I was just seeing what you were doing, 14.
Well, no. Well, no. Now visual 1. Batman and Catwoman play cat and mouse over Tracy Golf. We're also have a trick Batman and Catwoman use too. Why did Catwoman expression change in the gutter or in the space between these two panels below? How do you think she feels in each shot? These are basically questions really made for children. And I'm not a child. I'm a child, but not a little child. Only reason I got this was because my grandma got it for me. Yeah. And the other one. Anyways, I'll be back to show you what my next book will be when I go on another episode of Reading Books with Ludacris 10. Well, I'm reading, you're listening. I'll be back. Okay, this is the next book I'll be reading. Midnight Truth or Dare. It's a horror book by the looks of the cover. I haven't read it at all. I got from my school library, well, my old school library, when school's not over sometime now. So, yeah. Now, and yes, the chapter book again. That's many most of my books are chapters. Bye. Ma, you gotta say bye bye now. When I get to you.
Peace out and bye. See you next time.
And Dad, say bye bye.
See y'all next time.
Bye.